I just feel bad because I feel like it was my fault that they all fucking disappeared. I seen Grim as a essentially best way to explain it is a used car salesman in the slave trade. Is what I started thinking of him as. 2 or 3 people. He brought me around these people and fall asleep. He's out. You know, and I'm hanging out with these people who are conversing and making friends with these people. He was selling. Or, you know, trying to sell. Essentially is how I started looking at it. He was a used car salesman of the slave trade. And I was the used car. I just did not know it. You know what I mean? But it's like he'd pass out and it's like, okay, well, now here's your test drive. And the one chick, you know, like, I don't know what I smoked, but she had a bag of shit. And he was like, you know, it's like I had stuff in my pipe, but she kept trying to give me, oh, here, take some. But look there, just have some of mine. It's fine. I'm not going to bear the dirt. Well, when I finally did fill up my pipe, you know, put a bowl in my pipe, I took like 2 hits. It's like, this is not, you know, I started feeling like I'm about to go on a trip, like I did mushrooms or acid or something. And so I tell her, alright, I'm out. And she's like, oh, gotta leave. No. She's trying to fucking dose me. But then I kept the shit, didn't smoke it because I started feeling trippy. I was kind of like not really tripping, but like I felt like if I smoked more, I'd be fucking hallucinating. I'd be on a trip. I didn't. I wonder I ended up down in Lakewood. Guy with green hair in a wheelchair. Interesting fella. But I talked to him and he's just in a bad mood. Walk up and, you know, we start conversing. And he's got all this fucking shit and he's sitting on the side of fucking Walgreens. And he's like, well, do you have any meth? And I'm like, yeah, I got, you know, what's in my bowl? He's like, well, you know, he's like, I got $20 back there. You know, and I'm like paranoid about selling shit at the moment. So it's like I'm fine with doing it and fucking, you know, that's one thing. But as soon as you take money, or I guess they could probably even do it with barter, you know, it'd be, now it's fucking, now you're a dealer. And now that's not just possession of a small amount of freaking drugs, that's dealing. And that's far more, that's a bad, you know, worse crime. So at the time I was paranoid about it. I didn't want to sell them any. And I didn't want, you know, it's like, I let him hit the pipe, and then he hit it like once or twice, and out, you know, just on the side of on the side of, where I'm fucking like Wadsworth and Alameda, like, essentially on the corner of Wads and Alameda. And just fucking in the middle of the day, fucking smoking out in the open, because that's just how we do. Not everybody, but that is how I do, and that is how he did. So just don't give a fuck sometimes, you know. So we took a couple hits, and then he gave me a couple fucking, like, he gave me a coat and some warm ass gloves and stuff. And we went to Wendy's. He bought me some food, and I told him, you know, I'll take as many hits as you want. Take it into, you know, he took it into the bathroom, the pipe. He smoked all of it. It was a big, huge, fat bowl. It had something in it, but I never found out what it was because I only took those 2 hits, and then he smoked the rest of it. But he was high as fuck when he finally came out of the bathroom. took the pipe from him. He was kind of a dick, but he wasn't really. He he was a dick, but it was an and he was it was I was entertained by it. So like we went in, and he's like, "What do you want?" I ordered fucking like 2 sandwiches or something, and I'm like, "I'm good." He's like, "Okay, well, let me get." He's sitting in this wheelchair in front of this lady, staring at the menu for way too long. The lady's just standing. He's like, not saying anything. Like, it was, it was really a fucking dick thing, but it was really fun. I was trying not to laugh. You know what I mean? Like, he was funny in his dickheadness. And then he tells me, "Oh, I'm gonna go in the bathroom. I'll be in there in like an hour." And I'm like, "The fuck you will with my pipe? No." you know. So he's like, "Oh, half an hour," or I think he told me like 45 minutes. So it's half an hour. So I eat his food too because he's just he's all sweaty already and everything from wheeling, which I wheeled him half the way in his wheelchair. So why you're so out of freaking shape? Whatever. I never fucking had to wander around in a wheelchair. Maybe it's hard. But I'm sitting outside, which, funny, Gracie, I swear, when I'm sitting outside of the Wendy's, she pulled up, or was in the car when I walked out the door or something. She drives like a fucking, I think it was like a yellow fucking VW. It was a bug, but it was a bright color. I don't think it was yellow even, actually. But I swear she was in that car, and she went inside, in and out like 4 or 5 times, but I didn't look. Did I just see her out the corner of my eye? Pretty sure that was her, but there was a dude in the passenger seat. If there wasn't a dude in the passenger seat, I would have said, or I would have at least looked and verified if it was her or not. I'm pretty sure I seen her though, and I know the amount of times she went in and out of that fucking place. I think to use the bathroom, which the bathroom was locked because the dude was in there, in the women's bathroom. Locked door, whatever. He was in the women's bathroom. So I think she was trying to use the bathroom. He was in there. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was her. She was with a dude. Whatever. That's why I didn't say anything. But, yeah. Yeah, I would. With her. I tried one. But in a hot tub or fucking, but she's not, I don't know. She wasn't, she got weirded out by it. So stopped and whatever. She was also dating Gene at the time, I think. So, there was that too. But, yeah, I would. Definitely. I guess I'm good. I'm not gonna make it a fucking crazy long video though. I'm gonna go walk over there because across the street is the Elvis Theater, Dollar Movies. Richard Foyle worked there for a long time. He's a good dude. I guess he's got fucking kids now. He lost a whole bunch of weight. He's married. Everybody's fucking married and shit. I mean, me and Brian are the only ones I know that don't have kids that I can think of, honestly. All the people who used to hang out at Brian's house and stuff, it's like, they were my friends, but I was never really that close with any of them other than Josh, who's now one. And Brian, obviously. But like Harp, Adam, fucking Rabideau, fucking Calvin, all of them, it's like I knew them and they were friends, and I'd hang out and we'd have fun and stuff, but they were never, like, we never hung out unless, it was at Brian's house. I never called any of them. I never they were Brian's friends, and so I was Brian's friend. That was basically it. But like, the acrimonious people, that group of friends, I was actually friends with everybody, you know, to some degree and at different points in time. But yeah, it's like I was friends with all of them. We were all friends from my point of view. It's that group, and then there was, you know, like the debate king, fucking nerdy people, which is Richard. But I mean, he was in the ROTC, and his dad was real fucking strict, and you know, I liked. He was fucking. He was a cool dude. He was a nice guy. He was fucking. I liked Rick, but his parents, you know, I was raised like a fucking wild animal. Like there was no rules, really. Do whatever the fuck I want for the most part. My parents never fucking punished me. You know what I mean? I was fucking just, I could do whatever the fuck I wanted. It really, so I mean, I never got in big fights with my parents over shit or nothing. It's like they would fucking yell at me and tell me shit. But it's like I knew I was fucking up one day before they, you know, even would tell me or fucking try to lecture me, whatever. There was a couple times that, yeah, my dad was a fucking dick. He showed up because I was ditching school all the time, you know? Hanging out at fucking the lake one day, fucking with everyone smoking weed. It's like fucking 8 in the morning, and here comes my dad wandering with Chuck, his fucking apprentice. Chuck's a dick, by the way, Chuck Black. But come wandering through the fucking woods while we're all sitting there